Hey there guys, this is Flamsaron, aka YouTube's Tosuke. Guess what time it is? It's summer! Heh, overly dramatic, more like actually melodramatic. But yeah, it's summer, or at least for me. I have finished my last few finals today, and I passed everything, so I'm pleased. This year was hard. It was my junior year, so it was pretty tough. But I figured I should tell you guys exactly what I have planned for the summer and any video ideas. So this is sort of like a mini Wheneverly update, just with like a special edition to it since it's summer. But before I begin, let me just give a quick shout out to one of my buddies who's also a subscriber to me. King DDD is dead. Uh, he uh, he knew that I like Dragon Ball Z, and I kept bugging him to watch the Dragon Ball Z DVDs because he bought them and like he wasn't gonna watch them, and I felt that was sort of wasteful. So he just decided to go ahead and give me the DVDs they had, which was really nice of him. He didn't have to do that, and so thanks, King DDD's dead. I hope I see you next year. Now on to business. But first, let's talk about this this last week. Didn't really do much. Sort of just studied for finals and took them. Because of King DDD's dead, how he got those DVD, how he gave me those DVDs, I wanted to get him something. He was reading Ultimate Muscle, so I tried to get him that, but I couldn't find that, so instead I got him an Iron Man thing because he's into comics. And while I was at the bookstore, which was Borders, I found a Mega Man X art book, which I thought was pretty cool, so I went ahead and bought it. I learned some interesting things too about like the process. Like I didn't know that many people actually worked on the artwork. They had like friggin' 5 or 6 artists doing friggin' artwork, which I thought was pretty funny. And I also think it's pretty funny how Kenji Inafue, or however you pronounce his name, designed Zero, and like how he like friggin' fell in love with Zero. He's like, he's my character. You can't do anything with him. Sorry about that. Still got some allergies, I think. Sorry. I think it's almost done, though. And so, yeah. That's pretty much all I did for that. I started playing Tales of Versus again, because I sort of got into a Tales mood, and I'll be playing that for a bit. Working on Jade's story. That's probably the hardest one so far because I'm not good with either of them. It wasn't like Stan's story where it was just hard all around. I had to just grind with him like constantly. And he's currently my strongest guy too, so I mean it makes sense. So I played that. I think my favorite character in that game is probably Shing, or at least he's my favorite to use because he's just fun to use, and I like how I just like the way he plays. Though my favorite character would probably be Luke in that whole game. Or, I don't know. It really depends. I mean, Luke is my favorite Team Symphonia character, but, I mean, there are other... It's not just a Team Symphonia thing. Whew. Now let's talk about, what's going to be coming up next for the summer, what I have planned. Video-wise, I'm gonna try and do as much as I can. I think the Negima commentary is gonna be the next thing I do. I've got the footage for it. I've had the footage for it actually. I'm just gonna record my audio and whatnot, fix it up, and then put them together. And then I'll do that. I also need to do a final thought video on Tales of Symphonia: Dawn of the New World, which I also have the footage for. But I'm more worried about the Negima one because I don't want to forget anything. Because there are some things I think I need to clear up on. Because I will admit, the Funimation dub of Negima is probably my least favorite. Mainly because of the name pronunciations. Because I honestly feel like they enunciate on the wrong letters. But that's just me. And I know that there are plenty of people out there who are like, really like Funimation. But anyway, we'll get to that some other time. So yeah, I'm going to do those 2 videos and several others. I think I'm going to order Tales Symphonia for the PS2 because I had planned on ordering it. Plus it has like some cool stuff with it. And I want to, kind of have a fresh start of Symphonia with this kind of game. Plus I've heard the Japanese voices several times, so I might as well play this one. And plus this one has the Hyogis in it, so I'll get to use Shining Bind. in the game that Kratos actually got it from. I'm gonna have to get some help on, the whole S-type and T-type thing, because I'm gonna be using Kratos, and I use T-type. Not T-type, S-type Kratos, and so that I can get like Fierce Demon Fang and whatnot. So I'll probably have to look up something for that. But otherwise, I think it'll be good. And of course, I'm gonna do a walk. I'll find a walkthrough and download that, print it out, and then use that to help me get through the game. But I probably won't play it like as much as I do other Tales games. I also am going to order, that thing I mentioned on the last Whenever update, that little adapter thing for the Wii Classic controller, where you plug it into your computer and you can use your Wii Classic controller, or probably even Classic Controller Pro, on your computer. I just think the Wii Classic controller, at least the original, is like so perfect for PC gaming, or at least emulated gaming. And I think it would work well with my Let's Plays, because so far I think I'm just gonna stick with Game Boy Advance ones. I do know that I am gonna finish up Legacy of Goku Let's Play with using the keyboard like I've been using. But then for Legacy of Goku 2 and Boost Fury, I'm gonna be using the whole little gamepad thing. And speaking of Classic Controller, I'm gonna try and get a Classic Controller Pro. I mean, because for games like Samurai Warriors 3 and I'm assuming that Tales of Graces is gonna come out here. In fact, I don't really see any other reason for it not to come out here. Ultimately, I think there was some sort of little press release, not really press release, but like for like E3 or something, like a new Tales game is going to be announced, and it was for like the US stuff. And so I think it's going to be Tales of Graces, because honestly, what else could it be? If they did Tales of Versus, that would be stupid, because that's awfully late. But yeah. And also, I'm gonna get that red Wii controller that Mad Catz made, because I have a red PS3 controller, I have a red PS2 controller, or technically a Goku red PS2 controller, but you know what I mean. And I eventually plan to get a red Xbox 360 controller, so I figured why not get a red Wii controller, or like a Wiimote. That way I'll have more than one, so that my friends won't have to keep bringing their Wiimotes over. And that is if we actually play a game that requires a Wiimote. For Tales of Graces, if we end up playing that, or even Samurai Warriors 3, Orphan can probably bring in one of his classic controllers. I could use my Classic Controller Pro, and TransAngel could use the Classic Controller regular that I have. Or something like that. I think it'll all work out. Although, whenever I play Wii games with my friends, they would normally bring over their Wii controller, like their Wiimote. That was just the thing. But that was really because they knew that I didn't have an extra. As far as, what I have planned in general, I'd like to finish Tales of Versus and then go back to Star Ocean Second Evolution, because I kind of stopped that game. It kind of got a little tedious to play, and so I stopped it. But I'm going to pick it back up, because it's a pretty good story. I like how its love story is so cliche, though. I mean, it's like basically a teen drama. And I think that's kind of funny and kind of cool. And then since I have that corruption file thing all fixed up, I'm going to go back to playing Tales of Rebirth and try and finish that. TransAngel will probably join me for a little bit, but he's going to Greece for the summer, so so I'll have to finish that on my own, and maybe Orphan will want to play it, and probably Matthias. Which, that'll be fun. Though ultimately I normally play the Tales games on my own. Video games aside, I'm gonna be writing a book this summer. I believe you guys remember that game idea that I had called Dragon Burst. In case you guys are wondering, the project for Dragon Burst has been, semi-canceled. I just didn't have the motivation for it, and it was sort of stressing me out, being like, oh, I probably should work on this, blah, 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 blah. I mean, I voice act, I do school, I do other things. I didn't have the time to work on the game. I mean, and plus the idea of Dragon Burst being a game sort of died down. It's sort of lost